Hey everybody, welcome. Andrew Ainsworth Golf Academy. As always, a very warm welcome. Thanks for watching the video today. Today's an exciting one for me. You know, I get a lot of product arriving this time of year, a lot of new launches, isn't there, in sort of January, February. And one of the launches which I always look forward to, sometimes with more fear than excitement, if I'm going to sell the product, is when Mizuno launch a new driver. Now, don't get me wrong with that statement. I'm a big fan of Mizuno, and I've been fitting Mizuno equipment for like the last 25 years. I do really well at my academy here with the Mizuno iron, custom fits and wedges, but one of the big sticking points, and I think everyone will agree with this, even Mizuno, is that they've never really cracked the driver market. Now, the driver market for most manufacturers is one of the most lucrative markets because it's the club which a lot of golfers are going to change more often. Statistically, people may hang on to their irons for 5, 6 years, 7 years before they change, but drivers tend to get changed more often than anything else because the technology with drivers moves much faster than anything else. So we go back a little bit with Mizuno. They have produced some fantastic drivers down the years, some very, very good drivers, but for me, they've never sold. You know, I've bought my stock in at the beginning of the year and I'm halfway through the year and I'm still staring at most of them. So, you know, the product can be as good as it was, but if you can't sell them from a retail point of view, then it's not a lot of good, is it? This one, I really think will change the Mizuno driver market. I'm sure you've all heard of it. I'm not the first person to get a review out. Probably the last as usual. There's two drivers in the range. We're going to focus today on this fella, the Mizuno or Mizuno. Is it Mizuno or is it Mizuno? There you go. I'll leave that one with you. I'm going to call it Mizuno, although a lot of people like to call it Mizuno. It's the ST190. Now there is the ST190G, which we'll do a separate review on. The G has all the bells and whistles, has all the movable weights. We'll flash up some images of this one as we talk about it. The ST190 has a fixed weight at the back, which we'll tell you a little bit more about, and then it has all the adjustability in the head. There's a lot to talk about, so if you're not interested in the tech and how this club's made, I suggest you maybe advance the video on about 5-6 minutes and you can get to the fun bit, the hitting area, because I do need to do this driver justice and tell you a little bit more about it, because this is quite exciting. So let me grab my iPad and let me get you some info off the Mizuno website. Mizuno website, as like most golf websites are, fantastic. Get out there if you want the full spec. I'm just going to try and blip through this without boring you to death. The tagline with this driver is the dark art of distance, and they're saying that the Mizuno ST190 combines every known factor to deliver ball speed and driving distance aligned with our lowest ever spin rates. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Mizuno's ultra-fast Forge SP700 tie-faced is enhanced with a lighter Cortex structure for consistently higher ball speeds. Combine that with the top, the crown of the club, a large carbon composite crown, amplified wave sole plate to convert each additional MPH into yards gain. Woof! There's a tagline, isn't it? Let's have a little buzz through this. Flash up some images up here as we talk about it. The forged SP700 tie face, more than 10% stronger than the 6.4 titanium with a fine grain structure to allow a more complex geometry. Ooh, I felt like I'd given a science lesson here. Internal testing proved higher performance than the 6.4 tie at 90, 100 and 110 miles an hour club speeds. Okay, we'll move on from that one. The carbon composite crown, nothing new. Golf manufacturers have been using carbon on their crown for many years to save weight, basically. It's a 12-gram carbon composite crown and allows 7 grams of weight to be redistributed across the ST190 for consistently higher ball speeds and reduced spin rates. So we've seen that before. So it looks great, by the way. We'll get you some close-ups of it. Let's talk about the colour. As you people who follow Mizuno drivers, the last 2 or 3 actually, have been done in this Mizuno blue. Now, I've stocked all of the Mizuno drivers and tried my best to sell them with varying degrees of success. The blue really split people. You gave them the blue driver and they all, it was like 50-50. Oh, I love that blue, or oh no, my goodness, I can't use that. So I think going back to black, certainly from a marketing and a selling point of view, makes sense. So I know there'll be you blue Mizuno drivers out there are disappointed, but you can kind of see why they've gone down that safer route. And the carbon crown does look stunning. Amplified wave sole, we've seen this on the other drivers, this wave technology. Heavily amplified first wave configuration expands, improved ball speeds across the club face, reduces drop-offs from off-centre strikes. So if you heel one or toe one, it's going to keep the ball speeds up. Harmonic impact technology, not even going to talk about that really. It's sound. They just tried to make it sound good. Speed engineering, they've done some tour testing here. Here's the big thing, real deal shafts. Now, Mizuno are offering a huge amount of shafts. I'm not even going to talk, I can't talk about all of them because I'll be here till like Christmas. I've counted 18 different shaft options. I'll show you a picture of my fitting shafts that I've got through. I don't have every single shaft, but I have pretty much all of them. They range from Atmos, Fujikura Atmos in red and blues. There's all sorts of configurations. We've got Tensai shafts in white, orange and blue, loads of others. I'm not going to take you through them all because there's too many to talk about. But from a fitting perspective, it's a dream because we can really dial that shaft in. Spec is offered in two lofts in the ST190, a 9.5 where the loft range is 7.5 to 11.5, 10.5 high launch, which goes from 8.5 to 12.5. Length of the driver, this is the bit I really love. It's 45 inches, folks. My favorite driver length. Average driver length on tour, round about 45 inches. Some use a little bit shorter. Why do the best players in the world use 45-inch-ish drivers? Because they can find the middle of the club much easier, okay, than they can if they're using a 45 3/4 or 46-inch drivers. So let's think about what I've just said there. The best players in the world, they're like the 1% of the best golfers ever, use drivers which are shorter than the ones manufacturers are producing, tailor-made 46, 45 3/4 pings, most of the others. Why oh why, manufacturers, do you keep making drivers longer than they should be? The poor amateur golfer then struggles to find the middle of the club. Urge you, if you're going to buy a driver this year, please consider using a driver around about 45 inches because you will find the middle of the club more often. If you start finding the middle of the club, your strike will improve your distance. I'll leave that one with you. Right, I have finished my babble. I'm going to take this bad boy into the hitting area. I've got this set at the moment to 10 degrees. I've got the Fujikura Atmos 5S shaft in here. We'll flash up some spec once we get next door, hitting some balls. I've tested this driver in warm-up and it's pretty special. Come on, let's go and hit some. All right, everybody, made it into the hitting area with the Mizuno ST190 Driver. Slightly different hole for a change. I'm on the 18th of the Belfry Brabazon Golf Course. Quite an interesting hole this. Got to drive over the water. If you get a little bit too far at the right, you pick up these fairway bunkers. The more you kind of chew off the corner, the shorter the second shot is in. So we're going to give this a hit. I've fitted the Fujikura Atmos blue shaft in here. It's a 5S. We'll flash up the details down the bottom. I've got Bridgestone Tour golf balls down on the deck, and I've got this set to 10.5 degrees of loft. I've put it into a slightly upright lie as well. I was just struggling a little bit. I was leaking it a bit to the right, which is unusual for me. So I've just put it into a slightly upright lie just to see if I can straighten that ball flight out. So let's get in there and hit a couple of shots, shall we? Right, let's go. I'll tell you a little bit about how it looks in a minute behind the ball. Let's see if I can get one away. Not bad to start with. Didn't get all of that, but I'll certainly take it. While that's coming to a rest, I must say, behind the ball, this driver looks stunning. I'll give you a little overhead shot of it. We've got the Runbird logo on the top in the middle of the crown. We've got this graphite black colour, quite shiny, quite glossy. We've got the little bit of paint around the back of the crown that says Mizuno Speed Tech on there. I'm not sure that's necessary at the back. It doesn't do anything for me, but it's It's not offensive. It's a classy looking driver. It really does look good. Shall we bring you some numbers up? Pretty straight ball flight. Club speed coming in at 102. GC2, I don't have HMT. Anyone want to give me an HMT? I'd gladly accept it. Thank you very much. One day, we're working on it. So it doesn't quite do club speed bang on, underdoes it a little bit. So about 104, that one. 246 carry, spinning at 2595 from a 10-degree launch angle. I didn't middle it. I caught it a little bit low in the face. But I'm more than happy with that as a strike. Did I tell you I was using Bridgestone Tour golf ball? I can't remember if I did or not, but that's what we're hitting. Let's go again, shall we? I don't want to keep banging on about it, but this is the best looking driver I've seen in a long time. I really hope Mizuno have got it with this one. I hope they sell it. It's I'll tell you about the price in a minute as well. Oh, that's not bad again. You see, I'm not drawing this driver, which is interesting. Even though I've got it in a slightly upright, I'm delighted, because normally I spend most of my life fighting a big hook down the left-hand side. Very consistent numbers, that one. 11.5 degree, little bit more spin at 2.6, 2.44 carry. Still don't feel I've absolutely middled one yet. When I was in testing earlier, I got a couple and I got the carry, I got the spin down at about 2.1 and I got the carry up to about 2.56, which is pretty good for me. So let's go again. See if we can really middle one here. Oh, just lost that. That's in the bunker. That was absolutely shocking, wasn't it? I'll leave it in for your amusement. That 224, look at that. Big banana. That was so bad. Come on, release the club, you idiot. That's better. Now that's a strike. That was middled. Can't really hit it much better than that. What did we get? 243 again. So haven't hit any biggies here, but taking out that horrendous dodgy swing, I have got some decent numbers here, which we can have a look at. 101 club speed, real number of that's probably more like 103. 11 degree launch, spinning a little high. I'm a little bit disappointed with that spin. I have had it lower, spinning at 2.7. I'd like to see that spin coming down to 2.2. Remember, we've got excuse me, we've got a massive variety of shafts, and I might be able to find the combination of shaft there, which is a slightly lower spinning shaft. Average carry 244. Again, not massively long, but not bad. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it on pause for a minute. I'm going to swap this shaft out and see if I can get these numbers down a little bit. So don't go away. I'll be right back. Right, done a very quick shaft change there. I've put in a Tensai orange in a stiff. See if that can get some of the spin off. I've tried this shaft before in various other clubs and it's worked quite well. Oh, that's right at the bottom of the neck, that one. That's going nowhere. It's made the carry, but super short. Spin's going to be through the roof on that one. 227. I think I should have had a bigger breakfast. Come on. There is a shot in here somewhere. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Will that looks like it's going to move the numbers? That was a good strike, actually. I'm trying to get this spin off. Okay, this is promising. Oh yeah, right, I've just glanced that through. So, club speed, 101, 102, 103. Nice launch at 11.6. Spins much more where I want it at 2.2. Carry distance has gone up to 2.49. predicted run out distance there, dependent on ground conditions, 276. So it just goes to show you, doesn't it, that shafts have such a massive influence on how this club head will perform. And this is where you need to come to a fitting centre like mine and not only experiment with the loft of the driver, but also experiment with the different types of shafts. We've got different flexes, obviously stiffness, we've got different weights of shaft. Each shaft will have various kick points. Some will be low launching, some are mid launching, some are high launching. Don't get many high launching shafts these days, but they all feel different. And that first shaft I had in was fine, but I couldn't really get it working to the optimum, whereas this shaft, can't tell you why, it just seems a little bit more in tune, you know, with my golf swing. I watched that channel on YouTube, that TXG, is it TXG, at Tour Experience Golf, the guy's based in Toronto. It's fantastic. If you haven't watched that channel, really good. That guy's knowledge of golf shafts is unbelievable. You know, and he goes on a lot about how getting the right shaft in there and the right weight and flex and all the rest of it makes such a difference, and it certainly does. So there we go. Let's do a little sum up. Oh, let's tell you about price. Very new to the market, this driver at the moment, so I'm not quite sure where the price is going to settle. It's going to be somewhere, it could be down as low as 249, yeah, in our dreams. 349 is where it could be, or it could be 379, or it could be as high as 399. The golf club industry has an annoying habit of trying to make the price as low as possible, as soon as possible. Good for consumers, not great for retailers, because the margins on these golf clubs are not as big as you think. I might do a video one day and tell you how much profit I make from some certain clubs that I sell. That might get me in a lot of trouble with the manufacturers, but you never know. When I'm feeling daring, I might do that. But the profit margin is not that high on golf clubs, trust me. So yeah, price-wise, I wouldn't be surprised if this settles in at 349, 359, which I think for the performance of the golf club is fantastic. It's the Mizuno ST190. I think Mizuno have nailed it with this. Will it sell? That's the next big question. There we go. Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, give it a click down there. I'm trying to get my subscribers up as much as I can. So if you like what you see, click on the subscribe. And if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. That all helps. Hey, thanks for watching. Bye for now, and I'll see you soon.